Hello, wind believers. It's Renee, the practical shaman, coming to you from Palm Desert, California. And today's wind believers gathering is about an inner wind. And it's no surprise that the inner wind that I called was the inner wind that I picked earlier in the week for the collective. And then when I went to pull a random name out of the wind bag today, sure enough, here comes Ilmarinen again. And Ilmarinen is an innocent. He's a wizard, but he's an innocent who goes and follows in what his brother asked him to do a lot. And one of his exercises was to go to the lap witches and bid for the hand of the rainbow goddess. And when he went there, he was kind of tricked by the queen of the witches, and she wanted him to make a sampo. And a sampo is a mill that's capable of grinding out salt, grains, and gold. And really those are all metaphors for things in life. The salt of the earth, the grains that feed people, and the gold, which are the riches. And so after several attempts, he pulls this sampo out of the fire, and lo and behold, there was a trick, and she had plenty of other exercises for him to do. And so this wind god, because it was the wind that came up and actually stoked the fire that helped bring out this sampo, is here to beckon to tell us some information that really stems from our own innocence and our own naive magic, if you want to say. And so when Ilmarinen comes from the east, it's about that we can forget our origins. We can forget that we come from spirit, that we're spirit first. And this, when we forget that, we have to go through a long trials and tribulations to get back to the spirit that we came in here and that we always knew that we were. And this can be a shift in your thinking. It can be, and in the East is all about the mind. So it's some belief that you hold about yourself. Like, for example, today I was thinking about that I had a belief what healers were. And that belief limited my ability to connect with spirit. And finally, when I could shatter that illusion, I became of service and became really useful to people that I never even knew that I would work with. When the wind blows from the south, and there's exercises on YouTube that you can look at to find out which direction this wind is blowing for you. Basically, quickly, just close your eyes and ask, hey, what direction am I heading? And it will tell you right away. You trust that, oh yeah, I'm heading south. And so south is about that are illusions, that sometimes that our feelings, our feelings and our unmet needs can kind of create delusions. And for Ilmarinen, what one of this was that he wanted love so bad that when his bride, after many, many long sagas, he got her and then she died, he was so sad that he created this gold statue. And of course you can't get love out of a gold statue. You could trade it in for a lot of things, but not love. And so sometimes it's our own needs and desires that keep us from actually fanning our own flames that could alchemize into a lasting love. And if you're in the West, it's about your harvest and your family and your endings and your physical. So, when he was heartbroken after this sorcerer came in and took away his prize, he did these rituals. And we're so akin to rituals, but we have to be careful because the gifts that we can make are not always in our best interest. And what does that mean? One time I was so heartbroken, I called my beloved by doing sorcery. And long story short, this person appeared really quickly right after I tossed this candle wax into the water. But what I saw was that this person still wasn't available. Yes, that I could call forth with magic and flaming those winds, things that I want, but I need to trust that Spirit has my best interest at heart. And so sometimes, you know, we can be that way. And then when Ilmarinen comes from the north, it's about facing your fears. He had to go up to the Laplands, up to the swampy lands, the cold, that was not in his comfort zone, to find that love. So where is this wind beckoning you to go and look for love? This week, for example, I found a hurt cat. And it was one thing that was so... Oh, a butterfly just flew through. What was so interesting for me was that every time I went to go look for a cat, since I lost my cat, my heart would be broken. And yet when all of a sudden this cat appeared, I jumped right into action, took the cat to the vet. Sad story is the cat had to be put to sleep. But what I saw was that my vision, or my idea of my own spiritual path was a little bit out of askew. So, you know, I can create all of the things around me to support this, but that sometimes my own naive image of what that could be is not anywhere near where it's going. For example, one time the phone rang and somebody said, "Oh, I heard you were a healer." And I thought, well, where did you hear that? I mean, who told you that? And lo and behold, that this woman held a little bit of my destiny in her hand. So I didn't know that when I picked up the phone. And sometimes, you know, when we don't know things, it's the greatest spiritual thing. Because when I took this cat, and yes, it was heartbreaking for me, but I realized, oh, my house is a lot happier with a cat in it. So I don't have a cat yet, but I have been willing to let those winds dance and blow in here. And so what this lesson is that we're all capable of creating magic. But what is it that magic is that you want to harmonize in your life? So what we're going to do right now is I am going to call spare my Finnish, ilm-arin-en. I'm going to call in ilm-arin-en, and let's see what magic is in the air for you this coming week. Okay? I've got my wind whistle. And if you're not a wind believer, please go over to the Facebook group. Although, I don't know what's going on with my arm right this second. Okay. I do make myself laugh. So, wind believers, let's see what Ilmarinen has in store for you this week. And this is a wind whistle. You can find them on my website. They're all a little bit different. And join us over at the Wind Believers group and share your experiences. It's a really great, safe place to share, and hopefully you got a little bit of this lesson without me reading the whole thing or sharing the whole story. But I just want to tell you, this week it's all about magic. Have a great day.